Hey everybody. Yeah, it's Friday, the 16th of August. It is TGIF, thank God it's Friday. And yes, I am outside, and yes, there's a bunch of cars driving by because some of them are coming up to the school area, I mean not the school, but the store area to come and pick up their kids because their kids are being dropped off by what's known as the New Jerusalem Public Schools bus, which takes them, I guess, from here to Tracy, California, where the New Jerusalem schools are, or something like that. I don't really know. But anyway, the reason I'm doing this update video again, and I know it's been a lot, I know it's a lot sooner than usual, is to kind of let you know that today, as of today, that is, this is the official, if you count weekdays only, official last day. Like I was saying, today is the official, as far as weekdays go, this is the official last day my mom will be off on vacation. Like I was saying, this will be the last official day that my mom, from a weekday standpoint, will be on vacation, because this upcoming Monday she goes back to work. I'm assuming she starts work around 8, as she usually does, or 7:30, which means she'll be leaving the house by at least, I would say, 6:30, 6, if you will. Between 6 and 6:30 of it, or 5. I would say at least between 5:30 and 6:30. If it's, well, I'll say it this way: mostly between 5:30 and 6. If it's 7:30, and 5:30 and 6:30, or 5:45 and 6:30 if it's 8 o'clock. The reason I say that is because of the fact that she'll probably stop to get gas, get her something to drink, like a Starbucks or something like that, to keep her awake, or to wake her up, I should say, a little bit. And probably if she gets to the destination she needs to be at early enough, she can just sit back in a car for a little bit and read her Bible, get some reading in, some Bible study in, as she would tell me. Now, the reason I bring all this up is for a reason. You see, like I said, if you count weekdays, this is the last day officially of her summer vacation break, or a summer break vacation. And like I said, basically what that means is, as of Monday, she goes back to work. Now, the reason I bring this up is because this Monday and this Tuesday and this Wednesday, I will be off. The Monday and the Tuesday I got off because I requested them. I used my PTO, my paid time off, or my PPTO, protected paid time off, which I have plenty of, mostly the PTO one. And I was able to take those off. So even though I won't be working, I'll still be paid. I'll be getting paid for that day. So that's the positive. That's the positive part. Now, the reason I say this as well is because depending on the time that she goes to work, on Monday and even Tuesday, that's when I'll start to have the house all to myself. And what I mean by have the house all to myself, basically from the time she leaves to the time she gets home, I'm looking at about 12 hours to myself, unless things are shortened. And what I mean by shortened is this: the first couple of days, if not the first week period, are kind of questionable, because even though she might go in at a time she's known to go in for, to start work, it doesn't mean she's going to get off at the time she's known to getting off of work for. So instead of getting off like between 4:30 and 5, she can get off at 4 or 3:30. All because this is just a restart week. This is basically a reboot week. This is basically, kind of a refresher week for the teachers to kind of get an idea of what they're going to be in store for, what they have to deal with, stuff like that. So yeah, this week, even though the first 3 days, this upcoming week, even though the first 3 days I'll have to myself to be able to do, whatever I want, be able to update my channel, do some videos and stuff. As of right now, depending on, like I said, when she leaves for work, could be between that time and the time she normally gets home. And normally what this is if she goes to work at 7:30, or she has to be at work at 7:30, then you're looking at between 5:45 and 6:15. Like I said, you're looking between 5:45 and 6:15 if she has to be there at 7:30. If she has to be there at 8, you're looking between 6 o'clock and 6:30. That's what you're looking at there. Now, if the latest is, if she has to be at her job site, her training site, is 8:30 and 9, if the latest is between that, then she leaves between 6:30 and 7 for the 8 o'clock one. And if it's 9, she leaves between 7 and 7:30. So it basically depends it basically depends between the start time, the work start times, or the job start times of 7:30 and 9. Between 7, if the thing is, like I said, if she works at 7:30, she leaves between 5:30 and 6:15, or 5:45 and 6:15. If she works at 8, it's between 6 and 6:30. If it's 8:30, it's 6:30 and 7, and then 9, of course, is like between 6:45 and 7:30. And so it all depends, well, mostly 7 to 7:30, or between 7 and 7:30. That's mostly, like it said, those leave times for her, but mostly those times for her to leave the house to go to work are all dependent on what she's scheduled for. So Monday she could go in at 8, and then she can come home and say, yeah, I'm not scheduled to be back there until 9 on Tuesday, which means she wouldn't have to leave till about 7:30. So again, it's all dependent on how the first week schedule goes for the training, because all these next couple of weeks are refreshers. That's all they are. So again, what that means for me as far as my channel here goes is I'll be able to finally get some videos up going without any kind of interruptions. Hopefully, if there's not much changed on the live stream portion of things, I might be able to do a live stream again, because I haven't been able to do those for a while due to the fact that not only is YouTube and Google changing the things to where now you have to have Google Chrome to be able to do a Hangout or something like that, which I don't think is going to be bad if you download it. But anyway, you got to have Google Chrome to be able to do a freaking live stream. But even if I have to just do a regular video where it's a premiere, where it's a live premiere and all that, or I do topics on my mind, then like a live topics on my mind deal, whatever, then so be it. At least I'll be able to do it without any kind of interruption. So yeah, that's what's going on. And what's funny is this might even start earlier than usual, because of the fact that mainly because of the fact that tomorrow my mom's going to be with my older sister, maybe both my sisters, but more than likely my older sister, when she goes with her to Turlock, to the Coles there in Turlock, California to do some shopping because my sister gets like a discount it's kind of one of those discount days that the employees get every now and then. So my mom wants to go and look for some shirts, some shorts, basically some clothing items and stuff she can, buy and use for back to school, for back to work, if you will. So the reason I bring that up is that kind of does contribute to things sort of getting back to normal, if you will, because of the fact that, well, tomorrow's my niece's 27th birthday. And what that means, as far as I'm concerned, is even though I won't be with my mom shopping, it all depends on how long they're going to be out, because my older sister wants to barbecue for her daughter and celebrate her birthday that way. So what I'm thinking is going to happen is for about 4 to 4.5 hours, depending on when my mom leaves in the morning to go shop with my sister, whether that's like around 9:30, 10, whatever, for at least 4 to 4.5 hours, what's going to happen is my mom will come, we'll go back to my older sisters, I should say, probably borrow her car or bring her car back, come get me, and then we'll head back to my older sisters. And what that means basically is like let's say my mom leaves at 9:30, right? And she gets to my sisters at about 10 o'clock on the dot. And then they leave probably around 10:15. They get to Turlock about 10:30, 10:35. And they start shopping. So we can estimate between maybe 10:45 a.m. and 4.5 hours, 4 hours being 3:45 a.m. or 2:45 p.m. and a half to that is about 3:15. So I could probably guess that by 4 o'clock, between 4 and 4:30 tomorrow, my mom will probably come and get me so I can go celebrate my niece's birthday at my older sister's house. But again, the reason I bring this up, like I said, is part of things kind of getting semi back to normal, is at least it gives me 4 hours, 4 to 4.5 hours possibly. Like I said, 4 to 4.5 hours possibly to be able to do some videos and stuff like that in the near future, or for the channel, as well as maybe even print out some pictures I've been wanting to print out without any gruff, if you know what I mean. But anyway, that's what's planned. And again, like I said, this Monday my mom goes back to work, so I can estimate that for those 4 hours and then possibly another, I would assume, almost 12 hours on Sunday, because my mom likes to go, when my mom goes to church, what she likes to do afterwards is go visit, help my sister out of the house, maybe go to support her at her ball games or something like that, because she plays softball, and then come home. So estimate 12 right there, or almost 12. Yeah, a little over 12 almost sometimes. We can estimate between the 4, I'm assuming 4.5 tomorrow, then 12 and 12, which is 24, then 36 for Tuesday, then 48. We can estimate that by tomorrow I'm looking at about 56 to 60 hours to myself, which, I've been patient about. I've been working around everybody. I mean, anybody that has a YouTube channel and has family and has to work around different schedules, even when they have jobs of their own, like what I have here, are always going to be appreciative for the time they're going to, get in the long run, be able to get back in the long run to basically recontribute to their channel. For me, it's not that I didn't mind my mom being home. She's a preschool teacher, pre-K sometimes, She deserves a break because they deal with a lot of crazy shit sometimes. Excuse my language, God, but they do. And I sometimes, unfortunately, and God forgive me for saying this, I unfortunately sometimes get the brunt of it. I mean, there have been numerous times where my mom would come home and she's in a bad attitude because of what happened at work. And I could do just the slightest thing, just the slightest mistake, and she just goes off. Literally, she'll just go off. Like, I could accidentally leave the screen door open for just a tiny bit, for that's like a little square inch or something like that, and that's enough for her to go off. So, anyway, I understand and respect the fact that she had this time to kind of be away from the kids. I mean, I'll tell you honestly, a couple months ago when they were getting out, my mom was like, yeah, everybody's counting, all the teachers were counting down because they wanted out of there. Now, my mom doesn't know exactly what the future holds for her as far as like what site she'll be teaching at or helping at. All she knows is she starts back next week, this Monday, and that by this Monday, if not Tuesday, if not today via mail, she'll find out exactly where she's destined to be. I can tell you this though, if they send her outside of Livermore to places like Dublin or Pleasanton, she's not going to be happy. I guarantee you that. But anyway, but anyway, like I said, these next couple of days, this next week or so, are going to be well worth the wait because of the fact that, like I said, because of the fact that I get time to kind of really recontribute. Because you guys have noticed that when I have the time to contribute to my channel here, I can go and do upload more videos than you expect, and that's what I'm looking forward to here. The other thing that's good about this as well is I will be paid for the Monday and Tuesday I will be off. The reason I say that is due to the fact that I requested those days off in advance using my paid time off, my PTO, or my PPTO, which is protected paid time off, to be able to go and have time to myself, have the place to myself, do videos, whatever. And like I said, it's going to be well worth it in the end. But like I said, it all depends basically like on the scheduling as to when she gets scheduled. Like, when is she going to go in? Like this Monday, she can go in at 7:30 or 8, or between 7:30 and 8:30, which means she would leave between 5:30 or 5:45 and 6:30, or 5:45 and 7, more than likely. Or if she goes in at 9, then she likely leaves by between 7:30 and 8, or not 7:30 and 8, but between 7 and 7:45, so she can get to the place on time. Heck, she even could find out via mail today, via letter from the job, from her employer, that of what time she has to be there on Monday and what site she's got to be at. So all that is still possible as of today. But like I said, this Monday and this Tuesday I am going to get paid because I asked for the days off with PTO, and I'm looking forward to it. But anyway though, guys, just again, like I said, basically, it all depends on like what time she's gonna have. Like I said, like I said, that's what I was saying. I have this Monday and this Tuesday off, and I'm going to be paid for them. So that's a good thing in the end. And I know some people are probably watching saying, well, why would you want to request these anyway? Well, right now it's kind of a downtime until the following week, because I can tell you honestly, that week is going to be a lot harder to ask for a day off, because of the fact, I did ask for the Monday after my mom's birthday off, because we're going to be a little tired, or at least I'm going to be tired from going to the Oakland San Francisco Giants game in Oakland with my family. But point is, the rest of the week's going to be a little harder because that's leading into Labor Day weekend. So by leading into Labor Day weekend, it gets harder to ask for a day off. So right now, these are the perfect opportunities to go with. So, and also, you know, I get what people are going to probably think. Well, why? Why? You know, did your mom bother you that much? No. My mom didn't bother me that much. It's just, you know, here's the thing. When I come on here, in the first week or first couple of weeks of June, and I basically state that things are going to change, and I do this also during the spring break portion, like around April, between mid-March and early April, as well as during Thanksgiving break, which is only for a few days, as well as winter break, which is about 2.5 weeks. I come on and I basically say that things are going to change with my schedule because the fact that I live with family, and you know, my family is at home most of the time because, you know, they don't really travel too much outside of the comfort zone unless they have to. And that's kind of the situation. And I know I'm not the only one that's in that situation here on YouTube with the channel. I'm not the only one. I know Deluxe Man, Alex, of Deluxe Man's World, has that kind of a problem, but, you know, his family is understandable. My family, mostly my mom, and God forgive me for saying this, because I love my mom with all my heart. My mom is old school, so she doesn't quite grasp, oh, Brian's got his door shut to his room. He might be either relaxing, he might be working on something, he might be doing a video. She doesn't understand that. I'll give you a good idea of what I mean. There are certain things. Yesterday, or this past week, my mom got an email from somebody that's associated with her job area. And remember I told you she had to do those papers and everything? Well, here's the deal. My message my mom got back was that they couldn't read what she had sent them. They couldn't read the transcripts, period. They couldn't read any of the transcripts. And it's like, well, you told us to take a picture. You told my mom to take a picture just like everybody else did. They said it was unreadable. They couldn't read them. Even though two of the transcripts from Chabot College / Las Positas College were readable. My mom assumes that it has to be the microfilm ones, basically the black and white ones that are her Chabot College transcripts back from the early 70s, when she was still under the Rosas name, which is the last name of my late great-grandparents, you know, because I know they're watching from above. Or my grandparents, I should say, because I know they're watching from above. But that's basically what my mom's initial name was before she married my dad. But anyway, long story short, they told her they couldn't read them. They were unreadable. So, my mom decided, okay, we need to do this again. The lady said, at your earliest convenience. My mom's the kind that likes to and for my mom, earliest convenience for my mom, the earliest convenience is, let's get it done as soon as possible. And that's basically what we did. We got it done as soon as possible. But we did it in a way that should have been done. And she's pretty certain, as well as I am, that her fellow teachers probably had to do it the same way. We did it by using the scanner on our printer, which is a HP Jet copy / fax / scanner / printer. So basically it's an HP fax / copy / scanner / printer. Anyway, we did it that way and it worked out a lot better. hopefully. You know, she even emailed the lady back and said, look, we sent it to you. Please magnify my help. I sent it to you. I redid these like you requested. I've resent them as you requested. Hopefully you can see them, and if you have to, please magnify them, because you know you can magnify the picture or something. So yeah, my mom basically, so getting back to the point here, the reason my mom did it that way is because even though scanning is a little bit new sometimes still to some people, it's not old school, but it's kind of what's known as new old school. Like, it's been around longer than the thought process of, oh, let's take a picture and email. Scanning's been around a lot longer than that. So it's kind of a new old school tech that even my mom's more like, yeah, this is easier. Why didn't they go this way? Heck, she's even said if they can't read it this time, then she'll just mail them copies, which would be the old school way for her. So, yeah, stuff like that. But, you know, like I'm saying, you know, that's how my mom is, you know. And there are times that she'll be told something in a terminology, kind of modern terminology way, and she'll be like, no, that's too hard for me. I'm going to do it this way because I'm old school. And again, I say this with all my heart. I say this, God forgive me for saying it, because I do love my mom. The fact is, that's how my mom is. She's old school, so she doesn't understand the idea that, oh, Brian's, like I said, like I was saying earlier, or moments ago, I'm in my room, I might be doing a live stream, I might be doing a video, I might be doing this or that. She doesn't understand that because, you know, she's, you know, it's a terminology that, look, she knows about YouTube, she knows about Facebook, she knows about Twitter in a sense. She's slowly learning these things, but she's more old school than, you know, you give her credit. It's like she gets the idea of what these can do, what they're capable of, but she doesn't know everything just quite yet. It's a slow learn for her. I'll give you an example. If she goes back to, when she goes back to work, and one of the things they tell her in an upcoming, let's say, training meeting they could have on the weekends, is they have to learn how to do a live video chat with parents or with fellow facility members. That's going to be new to her because she has no idea how to do that unless somebody shows her. So, because she'd rather be on the phone. It's like when she has the option nowadays, everybody has the option to, you know, pay bills online, do, you know, money transfers online, stuff like that. You know, she could have that option to do it, but she'd rather not because she's old school. She'd rather talk to somebody on the phone when she takes care of something important in her mind, or she'd rather go to the bank and look at somebody face to face to make sure it's done and she gets some kind of verification that it's done. So that's basically how my mom is. That's how old school she is. So anyway, though, I just thought I'd come on here and let you guys know what's going to be happening as of today, after today, because today officially is the last official vacation day for my mom before she goes back on Monday. So let me know what you guys all think, though, down below. Comment if you like. I'd love to hear from each and every one of you. I got to get back into work, and I'll talk to you all later.